Life coach, Kane. And that's such a terrible label to attach to myself, Kane. I ain't gonna lie. That's the worst label in the world to place on myself. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's Kane. I promise you, man. I struggle with that one. I struggle with that. I really do. I struggle with that. Tab, thank you so much, Tabarez. I appreciate you, my brother. That's a good brother right there, Tabarez. That's a good brother. I'm telling you, Monica, it is. It's the most disrespectful label that I attach to myself. I'm just being honest with you. It really, really is. You got to be careful, man, with those labels you attach to yourself. D said the car's gassed up, huh? Put that fresh $2. Put that fresh $2 in the tank, huh? Put that fresh $2 in the tank, boy. Hey, Coach, my tank full. I just put a fresh $2 in. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah, you riding around in the Phantom with $2 worth of gas in that bad boy. You pushing the Ferrari, you got $5 in the tank. $2 in the Louis bag, but we balling now. Got my Lynn. Okay, Lynn, I see you. Musa, what's up, my brother? So good to see you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. We got a lot of ground to cover. Man, this, I'm telling you, this, woo. Lynn, I'm telling you, Lynn, when I tell you right now, this live is the one. This live is the one. Man, God put an assignment on me when he gave me this one. Man, he gave me an assignment and a half. When he gave me this one right here, Lynn, I'm telling you, when he said, go deliver this message, I was looking like, all right. If he believe I can do it, I believe I can do it. And then them two belief systems right there. As long as you got those two beliefs, shit, you in the game. So you ready to receive it? Okay. How many of you guys, this is just, we just having appetizers right now. This is just the appetizers. That's all it is. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you so much. Puzzle Judgment, thank you so much for that. Thank you. How many of you guys, just type me in the comments, are on your journey, or you're maybe starting the journey for your spiritual awakening? For you, how many of you guys are here because that's your focus, that's your goal? Just type me in the comments if that's your focus and your goal. Because a lot of people are here and don't even know why they're here. So that's the reason why I'm asking that question. Some people I get a lot of people that just stumble into my live. They don't know why they're here. I know why they're here, but they don't know why they're here. I get that every day. Coach, I found you on my FYP and I just stopped in and, right? A lot of people come here not knowing how they got here. You know, and so that's important. Okay. Let me say this to you. For anyone that's on some spiritual journey today, let me say this to you. Again, we're just having appetizers right now. This is not what the live is about. But let me say this to you. God is paying attention to your being, not your doing. Don't ever get the two confused. God is paying attention to your being and not your doing. You will never become spiritually awakened because of your doing. There's only one way that he will allow you to become awakened, and it's because of your being. Let me qualify that. You can go to any charitable event you want, and you can hand out food, and you can pass water out, and toiletries, and clothes, and all of those things. And from an external perspective, if I don't know you, I'm looking at you and I'm saying, that's a great guy right there. You know, he's handing out water and handing out food and handing out toiletries and all of those things. But your being is not in alignment with your doing. Your being didn't want to be there. So it doesn't matter what size of the check you write to the charitable organization. It doesn't matter what you do when there's all eyes on you. It doesn't matter about that hamburger or that $2 that you handed that homeless person because you wanted to impress your date. It's about your being. He's paying attention to who you are when there's no one else around. Who do you become when there's no cameras and no one to capture the moment? What version of you emerges when you see that homeless person, or you see that person without, or you see that child with no shoes, or you see this person on the corner that's clearly hungry, that has far less than you, and you look away? He's paying attention to your being and not your doing. Don't ever confuse the two. So if you think you're going to trick or manipulate your way into becoming awakened, I can tell you right now, you won't. See, we get tricked. As human beings, we get tricked. Because you'll see a person at some charitable organization, or you'll see a person out doing different things in the community, and to your programmed mind, you make the assumption that this is a good person. But their being didn't want to be there, and that's the version of them that you are completely blind to. So I can be handing out water and handing out hamburgers and handing out clothes and doing all of those things. But if my being isn't in alignment with my doing, then what I'm doing in that moment is I'm manipulating the situation. There's something that I need to get from this. There's something that I want. I'm trying to impress people. I care about my image in the world. I want people to think that I'm a good person, or that my business is a good business, right? I'm trying to manipulate the situation. I've seen this before. I just watched this the other day. It bothered my entire spirit. I'm talking about my entire spirit split when I saw this. There was a place, I won't name the place. There was a place. And what they were doing in that moment is they were trying to capitalize on the flood that took place in Texas. All of those babies that got hurt and got swept into that flood. And what they were doing in that moment was this: if you come and buy this product, we're going to take a certain percentage of this product and we're going to donate that to the people in the flood. What they were doing in that moment is they were manipulating the situation, because what they were really trying to do is drive up sales. They didn't have a bucket that was available if you just wanted to make an investment in helping the people in the flood. There was no bucket like that available. The only way that you could help the people in the flood was to buy something from them. And if you didn't buy something from them, there was no other way for you to be able to help that person. That bothered my spirit. It bothered me. It hit me so hard spiritually. So you mean to tell me that I can't help them any other way but other than buying your expensive product? If you really cared about them, you would have a bucket available. You would have some basket available. You would have something available to where you say, even if you don't want to buy anything from us, you can still make a donation to the people that need that need your help. You can still do that. But no. They put themselves in there. They made that situation about them. They saw that as an opportunity so that they can increase and drive up their sales. That's what I'm talking about. He's not paying attention to your doing. Damn the doing. It's your being that he's paying close attention to. You can fool me with your doing. You can fool your significant other with your doing. You can fool the community and all of your little co-workers and all of those people with your doing. You can't fool God, because he's not paying attention to your doing. He's paying attention to your being. Be a good person, man. It's not hard. It's not hard to be a good person. Sit your programming and conditioning down. Sit your assumptions down. Sit your prejudices down. Sit your judgments down. Sit all of the unhealed versions of yourself that you project into the world down, so that you can see people as they are and not as you want them to be. You can see situations in reality as it is and not as you need it to be for you, for your benefit. It's not hard. All right, let's get busy. The people who needed to catch that caught that. You will never become awakened, ever. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many self-awareness courses you take. I don't care how many masters and gurus you study under. You will never become self-aware. That's the greatest gift on the planet. There isn't a gift greater than that one. That's the greatest gift that God will ever give you, is to allow you to become awakened, to allow you to see the world the way that he sees the world, to allow you to become medicine, to allow you to become the blessing, the solution, the answer, the cure. That's the most powerful position on the planet to be in. I'm telling you, nothing is better than that. And if you think that just through your actions and what you are doing out in the community, but your being is not in alignment with your actions, you will never become awakened that way. So take this moment to utilize this as your self-observation. Observe you. Get ahead of that now. That part right there, Rika, that part right there. Let's get busy. What is the present moment? What is it? That's a question. Let me see where you guys are in your awareness. The present moment is what? Somebody said the now. This might be one of the most important questions in the history of important questions. So, oh, Red, I love that. Red said the only thing that belongs to us. Somebody said a gift. Trusting God in the now, present moment. Awareness. Okay. Because we got so much ground to cover, and I know we don't have a lot, we don't get a lot of time, so I want to make sure that we really dive into this. The question was, what is the present moment? It's where you place your awareness. The present moment is where you place your awareness. The present moment is where you place your awareness. It's not what's happening. It's what you're tuned into from a frequency perspective. It's not what's happening, right? It's what you're tuned into from a frequency perspective. Again, I'm placing my awareness in the present moment. When I place my awareness in the present moment, I'm going to tune into a particular frequency, whether that's love's frequency, fear's frequency, happiness's frequencies, joy's frequency. I'm tuning my awareness into some frequency in that moment. Stay with me. I'm getting ready to take you all the way there. One more time. What is the present moment? It's where you place your awareness. Why? Because you are the awareness. Behind everything, you are the awareness. Awareness and consciousness are synonymous. So whether you're saying consciousness or whether you're saying awareness, it means the same thing. Whether you're saying the witness or whether you're saying the observer, it means the same thing. It all means the same. It doesn't matter what label you attach to it. It all means the same. Okay. So one more time, what is the present moment? It's where you place your awareness. It's not what's happening. It's what you're tuned into from a frequency perspective. You shape the now by shaping how you see it. And how you're seeing the now is predicated on the meaning that you attach to it. Self-awareness is knowing you better than anyone else knows you. That's what self-awareness means. It means to know you better than anyone else knows you. Self-awareness is understanding what every feeling and emotion means and what they're trying to teach you in that moment. Why? Because I don't want to become disconnected from the divine. I need to stay connected to oneness. My emotions, my feelings are coming to let me know anytime that I am out of alignment with truth. That's it. Don't overthink it. Anytime that you are out of alignment with the truth, anytime that you are out of alignment with reality, your feelings and your emotions are going to show up. It's not a punishment, it's a divine push. And the divine is pushing you so that you can become realigned in that moment. Now, here's the thing. You have free will. So you can choose to cling to that thought that no longer serves you. You can choose to cling to that toxic relationship. You can choose to cling to things that have already hit their expiration dates. You can choose to entertain your fears and your doubts and your limiting beliefs and all of that, all of those things that are keeping you disconnected from your divine essence in that moment. You can choose to do that. But why your feelings and emotions are coming in that moment is because you're out of alignment with the truth in that moment. Nothing should bother you more than that. Nothing. If my feelings and emotions are showing up, it's because I'm out of alignment with the truth. It's because I'm living out of something that I've created in my mind that does not align with reality. There's some falsehood in my life. There's something that I don't want to accept. There's something that I refuse to let go of. But the point not to be missed is their purpose, their mission in your life is they're the training wheels to who you are. Your feelings and emotions are the training wheels to who you are. They are always trying to keep you upright. Always trying to keep you connected to the divine because that's where the most powerful version of you lives. But if you choose to hang on to the past, if you choose to cling to this person, if you choose to cling to your attachments, if you choose to stay in that toxic relationship, if you choose to stay at that job that no longer makes you happy, in that moment you are disconnected from the divine. That's all. That part right there, Anne Marie, just indicators. How do I become the most powerful version of myself, coach? Stop allowing yourself to be disconnected from God. That's it. How do I become the most powerful version of myself? How do I become the most powerful version of me? Stop allowing yourself to be disconnected from your divine essence because you're choosing this person over your happiness. Because you're choosing this relationship that no longer serves you over your happiness. Because you're clinging to some thought about yesterday or some previous experience that you're hanging on to that's blocking love and happiness's presence in your life. You've got to be the river in your life because that's what you are. When that river hits a rock, it goes around the rock. When it hits a boulder, it goes around the boulder. If it hits some object, it goes behind but it's always in flow. It's not clinging to anything. Thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. We just getting started. This is getting ready to get so deep. Self-awareness is understanding that your emotions are your allies and not your enemies. Work the entire system. Work the entire system with respect to your intuition, with respect to your emotions, with respect to your feelings. You got an entire system around you that's designed to keep you in direct alignment with God. Work the system. And anything that's out of alignment with system is going to cause you to experience negative emotions. Whether it's, again, a relationship that's already hit its expiration date, you not loving yourself, you not showing up for yourself, you not believing in yourself, something that you are doing, something in your immediate atmosphere needs to change. So you can't claim to love yourself, but hang on to something that's not loving you at the same time. Self-awareness is the ability to go into your internal world and align it with what's happening in your external world. Let me say that one more time. Self-awareness is the ability to go into your internal world and align it with what's happening in your external world. What's happening in your internal world has to be in direct alignment with what's happening in your external world. That means that there can be no stories that I'm creating about reality. There can be no attachments. There can be no illusions in my life, which are blocking happiness's presence in my life. Right? Everything in my life has to be true, accurate, and real, which also means that I have to be the most authentic version of myself. And if my authenticity offends you, oh well. If you don't like the person that I am, oh well. If you don't like me telling you about yourself because what you said to me maybe was disrespectful or out of alignment with the way I see myself and I checked you on that, oh well. That's how you have to move through life. It's about you. It's not about all of the people that we add. It's just about you. So if my internal world is not in direct alignment with my external world, I'm going to suffer in that moment. Not because God is punishing me, not because reality is punishing me, because I've created a version of some story in my mind that does not align with reality. Anytime the story in your mind doesn't align with reality, you are going to suffer. That's why I tell people, stop seeing people through their potential. Because that version of that person that you see in your mind and the reality of who they are two completely different things. One more time. Self-awareness is the ability to go into your internal world and align it with what's happening in your external world. If you are suffering right now, it's because something is happening in your external world that is not in alignment with your internal world. There are two different things going on at the same time. One of them represents truth. One of them only represents your definition or your version of the truth. Let me give you an example of that. The relationship is toxic. It's bad. The relationship is bad on every level. The version of the relationship that exists in your mind is one thing, but the version of the relationship that exists in your mind is not in alignment with what's happening in your real reality. Which means that you're waiting on this person to change. You hope they see you again. You hope they start loving you. You hope the communication comes back. You hope the intimacy comes back. You hope all of these things come back. And while you're doing all of this hoping, you are disconnected from God in that moment. Why? Because the story that lives in your mind does not match your reality. And you are holding on to this story so tightly because you hope that this person somehow, some way develops the ability to match the story that you've created in your mind. That's what you're hoping for. But that's not your reality. So in that moment, you are choosing your illusion over reality. You are choosing your fantasy over reality. You are choosing hope over reality. And hope is only another form of desire. Most people don't realize that. Hope is only another form of desire. You're hoping for something better than you have right now, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be hoping. You are hoping for something better than you have right now. That's why you're hoping, because you don't want to accept the reality of what's happening in your now. So you implement hope. We're just getting started. We're not even close. I'm telling you. We're not even close. Again, you're suffering because your internal world and your external world are not aligned. That's why you're suffering. Bottom line. Bottom line. And I'm not saying that you have to do anything differently. I'm not telling you that you need to change anything. I'm telling you why the suffering is coming. Anytime that what's happening in your internal world is not a direct reflection of what's happening in your external world, there's some falsehoods here. Somebody's not living in the truth. And in that moment, while you're trying to figure everything out, you're disconnected from God in that moment. That's why the suffering is coming. People don't understand that the suffering is coming anytime that you are disconnected from Him. That's why the suffering is coming. It's the best thing in the world, because the suffering is only an indicator. It's just a check engine light. Oh, how you would grow if you understood the suffering in your life. We don't understand that those are two gifts that were given to us: physical pain and suffering. The physical pain was given to us to let us know anytime that there's some disease in the body. So we get that. Put that over here. That's physical pain. But the suffering, the emotional and psychological pain, is infinitely more important to your life, because it's coming to let you know you are disconnected from your Father in this moment. We gonna create stories. The suffering is coming in that moment to let you know you are disconnected from your Father right now. What are you choosing over Him? What are you clinging to over Him? What are you attached to over Him? What are you not willing to let go of? What are you afraid you're going to lose? What are you afraid you won't be happy without? In that moment, when the suffering is coming to your life, it's coming to let you know, hey, you tripping. That's what the suffering is coming to let you know. Man, you tripping. What are you doing? You are disconnected from your Father. You out here in the abyss. Man, get back in alignment. You ain't lost nothing. Anything that He removed from your life, He's only making space for something greater. Stop focusing on what's gone and start paying closer attention to what's coming. He can't make room for what's coming because you won't let go of what's already gone. Mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, you're still clinging to it. There's not a person in human history worth me clinging to this person, and as I'm hanging on to them, I become disconnected from my Father. There's a lot. It takes a lot to get me upset. It really does. It takes a lot to get me upset. That one right there would be like a hornet's nest. That one right there would be like a pack of wild lions coming down the street, 1,000 of them. The moment that something disconnects me from my Father, the moment that something takes me out of alignment with God, in that moment, there is not a single person in your life. Stop tripping and wake up. There's no circumstance, no situation, no person, no thing, no amount of money that's worth that. Nothing. We could sit here for the next 50 years. There is nothing worth that. Everything that you lose belongs to Him. It never belonged to you. That's what's hurting you. You think something was yours. You haven't lost a single person throughout the history of your life. Not one. I'm going to tell you the problem. Let me tell you the problem. The way you look at loss is not the way God looks at loss. That's the problem. I said the way you look at loss, the way somebody programmed and conditioned you to look at loss, it's not how he looks at loss. One more time. When the story in your mind does not perfectly align with reality, you're going to suffer. So the way that you look at loss is not the same way that God looks at loss. Not even close. Not even close. That's why we suffer, because we're going off of what someone else told us we're supposed to feel and we're supposed to think, and you behave this way when you lose someone and you behave that way when you lose someone. No. That part right there, Anne-Marie. That part right there. All blessings, all lessons, all of it. And the reason why things are not aligned is because you're still living out of your programming and conditioning, right? You're still living out of your programming and conditioning. And so when you're living out of your programming and conditioning, that means that you have a script in your mind. That means that you have a blueprint in your mind. Right? You have a blueprint in your mind about how you think reality should go, how you think things should go. And what happens is that you walk around 24 hours, 7 days a week with that blueprint. You have a blueprint in your mind right now regarding how you think things should go. And anytime that something is out of alignment with that blueprint that you created, you punish yourself. Just tell me where the wisdom is in that. I'll give you 50 years to tell me. Tell me where the wisdom is there. That any time that something is out of alignment with the way I think things should be, I'm going to punish me. Tell me where the wisdom. I can understand you said you was punishing someone else. I can understand all day long. I can understand if other people got punished. But you punishing the creator in you, you're punishing the only person responsible for taking your life to the next level. That makes sense to you. This should wake you up right now. That makes sense to you. It makes sense to you that you're going to punish yourself because somebody decided they don't want to love you anymore. It makes sense to you that you're going to punish yourself because somebody decided they don't want to choose you anymore, or they rejected you. People, you have never been rejected in your life. People only reject what they think you are. They don't even know themselves. You got to understand that when a person sees you for the first time or for the 100th time, it doesn't matter. They take a snapshot of you. When they take a snapshot of you, they create a story around the snapshot that they've created because of who they need you to be for them. And every time that person sees you, they see you through the snapshot. They don't see you through your essence because they don't see themselves that deeply. So if they don't see you through your essence, what are they seeing you through? You don't even know yourself at your essence yet. You're still learning who you are. Because if you knew who you were at your essence, I promise you, you wouldn't chase anything. You wouldn't chase anything. There would be no pain. There would be no suffering. There would be no anything. There would be no fear. If you truly knew who you are at your essence, there would be nothing. There wouldn't be a single negative feeling. You would never entertain a negative thought. There would be no doubt. There would be no limiting beliefs. There would be no assumptions. There would be no prejudices. You would be walking around so blissfully happy that we would have to tie weights to your ankles because you just might float away. That's what would happen when you truly become awakened and you understand who you are and what you are truly connected to. And the fact that you are only experiencing yourself for every person that you add to your life. You are experiencing you pushed out into reality. Self-awareness is the ability to be aware of your thoughts without becoming your thoughts. I said self-awareness is the ability to be aware of your thoughts, but also to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the sky. I use this metaphor all the time. You are the sky. Every single thought is just a cloud passing through your sky. When that thought comes through, you don't need to attach emotion to it. Only entertain the thoughts that serve you. You're going to get thoughts from your past, thoughts from the future, thoughts from the present moment, thoughts coming from everywhere. They're just clouds in your sky. Let them go. Because the moment that I attach meaning to that particular thought, I'm going to create the emotional experience behind that. I see my thoughts, I let them go. I only entertain and I only emotionally charge the thoughts that are taking me to where I want to go. Every single thought doesn't deserve your energy and attention the same way that every single person doesn't deserve your energy and attention. There's some people that you ignore. There are people right now in your life that you ignore. And you ignore those people because you don't see the value in having some exchange with that person. It's not because you're being rude or disrespectful. You just don't see the value in having a conversation with this person. Okay, well, look at your thoughts the same way. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, right? You're the sky. That thought is just a tiny little cloud. Let it go. If it's a thought that serves you, if it's a thought that's in alignment with where you're trying to go, charge the thought, capture the thought. But if it's not, let it go. Let it go. You're jumping on this thought and jumping on that one and jumping on this one and jumping on that one. And that's why your emotions are going like this. That's why sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you love yourself, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you believe in yourself, sometimes you don't. Why? Because you're jumping on every single thought. You're like a baby cat, right? That just reacts to every single thing that's going on. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? No, relax, relax. You're the observer. You're the awareness behind it all. All right, we're going to go deep. So one more time, self-awareness is the ability to become aware of your thoughts without being the thoughts, right? Be aware of your emotions without becoming the emotion. And it's understanding, and it's also understanding that your negative emotions are coming to protect you from the story. Self-awareness is you understanding that all of the negative emotions that you experience are coming to you because the emotion is trying to protect you from the story that you created in your mind that does not match with reality. If that's not the most beautiful thing, I honestly don't know what is. I don't. I don't know what it is. If that's not, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. If God didn't love you, if the level of love that he had to have for you, thank you so much for the level of love that he had to have for you in that moment, that requires a level of detailed thought that I can't comprehend. I don't think the thinking mind can even comprehend that. I said, self-awareness means that all of the negative emotions that you experience are only coming into your life because you've created some story in your mind that does not align with reality. That's the only reason why they're showing up. They're not coming when you're having a birthday party. They're not coming when you're barbecuing in the backyard with the family. They're not coming when you're watching that beautiful sunset. They're not coming when you see that rainbow or that baby bird or whatever the case may be. They're not showing up then. They're showing up the moment that the story in your mind does not match reality. That is unconditional love. That's how you know that God wired you for success, because he put certain systems in place that would let you know anytime when you're out of alignment with him. Just look back over your life. Anytime that you're experiencing a negative emotion, it's because what's happening in your mind and what's happening with reality. Either you don't want to accept what's happening in reality, or you created a story in your mind that doesn't match what's happening in reality, or you're clinging to something that no longer serves you. But the point not to be missed is this: you're out of alignment. The emotion is knocking on the door. And it's there to let you know, hey, I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke. But right now in this moment, you are out of alignment. You are out of alignment with the divine in you right now. I'm just here to let you know that. Don't punish the messenger. I'm on your side. I'm just here to let you know that in this moment, you are out of alignment with your Father. That's it. That's all. What you choose to do after that is on you. If that's not love, I don't know what love is. I don't. One more time. Self-awareness is understanding that your negative emotions are coming to protect you from the stories that you create in your mind about reality. I say coming to protect you. What else is coming to protect you? That's why you don't suppress them. That's why you don't run from them. That's why you don't avoid them, because they're coming to protect you from you. That part right there, Rika. That's deep, right? I mean, that's a level of awareness and a level of beauty. It's like having training wheels on you, right? When you think about a little kid that's riding that bike for the very first time, they're terrified, right? So the training wheels are doing what? The training wheels are keeping that child upright. Child leans too much this way, that training wheels are going to kick in. Hey, come on, we got to straighten it up. God did the same thing with you. He gave you your feelings and emotions. They're the training wheels to who you are. So they would always keep you upright. But what do? We take the training wheels off. We're going to do it our way. You said, how is it trying to protect you? You don't see that? It's protecting you. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying. Let's say you're the super wealthy to the person, Nico. Let's say you're the super wealthy person. You're a celebrity. I'm your best friend. I was your best friend before you ever became a celebrity. We used to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches together. We both grew up poor. I know your mom. You know my mom. We used to have sleepovers at the house. All of these beautiful things. Somehow, some way you made it playing basketball, football. It doesn't matter. Don't hang on to the metaphors too tight, because if you do, you miss the point. Somehow, some way you made it in life. You like to drink. I don't drink, but I go with you. And every time you go and you have a little bit too many drinks or whatever the case may be, you start telling me, oh, I'm going to drive us home. And in that moment, I said, nah, man, give me them keys. Give me the keys. And I need you to give me the keys because you got a whole career going on. You cannot afford to get a DUI. You cannot afford for anything to go wrong. You cannot afford to make headlines in the wrong way. None of that. Let me drive you home safely. Okay, picture that thought in your mind. That's what your emotions are doing. In that moment, as the best friend for you, I'm keeping you in alignment with reality. I'm keeping you in alignment with truth. I'm keeping you in alignment with your purpose and your career and all of those things. Now, I could just let you drive home and crash the car, or potentially hurt someone, hurt yourself, go to jail, get a DUI, ruin your whole career. But because you had me there, I made sure that everything went okay for you. You got home safely. I even took you upstairs, put you in the bed, the whole thing. When you woke up the next morning, you don't even know how you got there. That's what's important. Your emotions are doing the same thing for you. Okay, they're that designated driver for you. They're coming to tap you and let you know you're out of alignment right now with reality. You're out of alignment with truth. The story that lives in your mind doesn't match the one in your external world. Now, that doesn't mean that you can hang on to it if you need to hang on to it, but that's how they're protecting you. Does that make sense? They're just letting you know what they're really letting you know in that moment, Nico, is that something in the truth that you have in your mind is not the truth that matches reality, right? Like maybe you think this person really loves you, but something in your intuition is telling you that something's going on or whatever the case may be. So the story that lives in your mind doesn't match the story that's in reality, right? You're hanging on to some situation. You're clinging on to some previous experience from the past. The reason why? Because you're holding up traffic in your mind. You're building a traffic jam in your mind. That's what's creating the depression. Anytime that you're depressed, it's because you're holding on to some previous moment. But as you're holding on to the previous moment, all of the new moments that's waiting for you to experience them, you can't experience them because you got a traffic. That's the equivalent of you driving down the freeway. Let's just say you're driving down the freeway and you just park the car in the middle of the freeway. You just park the car. Literally, just stop the car. Look at all of that traffic you're going to have backed up behind you, right? That's exactly how we work. When you cling to some thought about some previous experience, you're creating a traffic jam in your mind. And so the new thoughts can't come through. The new experiences can't come through because you won't let go of the old one. That's what I'm saying. So the negative emotion, here come the negative emotions now. They're knocking on the door. They're saying, Nico, you got to let this go. Nico, you got to get the car moving. Nico, there's new stuff coming. Nico, you're going to get a new girl. Nico, you're going to have a new this or you're going to have a new that. It's coming to let you know, hey, there's better coming down the road. Don't focus on what's gone. Focus on what's coming. Does that make sense? So, but what you have to do, Nico, is no, it's all good. What you have to do is that you have to be in alignment with them. See, you would already be the most powerful version of yourself. I can tell you right now that the majority of the people on this live right now would already be the most powerful versions of themselves if you aligned your actions up with your emotions. If your emotions and your actions and your feelings were all aligned, you would already be the most powerful version of you. You would already be the most powerful version of you. I can tell you that right now, and I don't even have to know your name. You would already be the most powerful version of yourself if your thoughts, if your feelings, your emotions, and your actions were all aligned. What does that mean? It means that the moment that the only reason why the negative emotion is coming is because something in your environment no longer serves you. Something in your environment is out of alignment with where you're trying to take your life. Something in your environment no longer adds value to you. That's why they're coming. So in that moment, if you loved yourself so much, Nico, if you love yourself so much to where you said, you know what? It's this negative emotion is coming because my relationship has hit its expiration date. And even though I'm not willing, I don't really want to accept this right now. It's a reality. It's an unchangeable reality. And the only thing that I'm going to do is prolong my suffering because I'm trying to make the relationship start again and jumpstart the relationship and get the person to love me again and get them to believe me and to see me again and validate me and value me and all of no. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to move on with my life. I'm going to move on with my life because this person is not worth me becoming disconnected with the divine in me. I'll talk to God about that later. Send me somebody later. But right now, I got to get going. If we move through life that way, which is exactly how we're supposed to be moving through life, if we move through life that way, you would already be the most powerful version of you. You would already be that person. You would already be that person right now. Yeah, because anytime you step outside of, you want to stay in the present moment because the present moment is all there is. Right? The moment you step outside of the present moment, you open the door for your suffering. Because there is no other moment. right? Watch this. The past is only the now remembered. The future is only the now imagined. And the present is the now experienced. That's the formula that you need to remember. If you don't remember anything else, remember that. Let me say it one more time. What you call the past is only the now remembered. What you call the future is only the now imagined. And what we call the now is only this moment experienced. All of the other moments are only a reflection of this moment, some previous moment, right? But there is only this moment. That's why you want to do that. What's hurting you is that you're focused on that previous moment, right? You're focused on the now remembered. You're focusing on the memory. Your wounds live in the memory of a previous now, not in the now. Your anxiety is coming from the now imagined. You're imagining something, and it's always a projection of whatever your current circumstances are, because no two futures look the same. Everyone's definition of the future is different. Why? Because whatever your current circumstances are, you're looking at your current circumstances and you're projecting from that. So you're imagining from that perspective, and that's what produces the anxiety. That's what produces the worry. That's what produces the stress, because you're looking at your current circumstances and you're projecting from that perspective, but you're out of alignment with the truth in that moment because your power doesn't live there. Your power only lives here in this moment. The moment you step outside of this one, or you start remembering what happened in all of your yesterdays, you recreate that suffering. To your mind, it's all the same. Right? So the moment that I reactivate that memory trace, I reactivate all of the negative emotions that are associated with that experience. That's why it's bad for you guys to live out of your past, because you're continuing to punish yourself regarding a situation that you can't do anything about. You have no power there. So why are you thinking? We say this all the time. If it's out of your hands, it doesn't deserve to be in your mind. If you can't do anything to control the situation, if you can't positively impact the situation, why is it renting space in your mind for free? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. All right, let's get busy. Again, if it's you become the most powerful version of yourself when you only focus on what you can control. That's it. It's out of my hands. I'm not entertaining a thought about something that I can't do anything about. How many people walk around thinking, focusing, giving all of this energy and attention to situations where you cannot positively impact the outcome of that particular situation? How much time gets wasted? How much energy gets wasted? How you lower your vibrational frequency? How you block happiness's presence in your life? How you block love's presence in your life? Because you're hanging on to something, some person, some memory, some experience that you won't let go of, and you are disconnected from God in that moment. That's problem number one. You have no power over the situation. That's problem number two. And you lower your own vibrational frequency. That's problem number three. Come on, you creating all of your suffering. You don't see that? All of the suffering you are creating. I only focus on the areas of my life where I have maximum control. If I can't impact the situation, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to even talk to you about a situation that you have going on that you can't do anything about, because the only thing you need is awareness. You have to understand that the wounds that you carry are trapped in a memory trace, not in your reality. in some previous reality that you have stored in your mind that you continue to reactivate. And then when you reactivate that experience, you punish yourself over and over and over and over again about something that you've already suffered from. Man, you already paid the tax on that. You already paid the tax. I can promise you right now, if you go to a car lot right now and you go buy a brand new car, let's say the car is $20,000, $30,000, they charge you a certain tax on that. And if that man were to call you back 2 weeks later and say, oh man, we need you to come back and pay another tax, you would look at that man like he lost his mind. What do you mean? I already paid my tax. I'm not going to come back and pay more taxes on a car that I already paid off. But that's exactly what you're doing when you reactivate that memory trace. When you start living in the past, you are charging yourself a tax for something that you have already suffered through. You won't do it in reality when it comes to the car lot, but you're doing it in your mind every day. The moment you step outside the lines of something that you no longer have the power to control the outcome of the situation, you are charging yourself tax for something that you've already paid the price for. Liger Matt, what's going on? No, we can't do that. No, we will not. In fact, we won't do that. Uh-oh. Woo! Ooh, let me see. Ooh, yeah, we got to dive into some of this. We got to dive into some of this. We got to dive into some of this. What is consciousness? You use it every day. You wouldn't be here without it. What specifically is consciousness? Take your time on this one. I said, what is consciousness? You use it every single day. And without it, you would not be here. But most people have no clue on what it is. No clue. How is it that you're utilizing something every single day? You wouldn't even be here without this thing, but yet you don't know what it is. Somebody said state of awareness, your thought process, being aware. Self-awareness, mindfulness, love that. Focus. Consciousness is awareness, love that. Your reality, love that. The now, you, kingdom mentality, thought patterns, your mind, love it all, love it all, love it all, love it all. What's sad is that you can think unconsciously, right? You can think unconsciously, and the majority of the day, most people do, right? Most people are entertaining thoughts from an unconscious perspective. You can even act unconsciously. But we got to turn the awareness up here. This is where I need you guys. We got to turn the awareness all the way up here. We're getting ready to break consciousness down in a way that you will never, you'll know it so well after I say what I'm getting ready to say to you guys. I'll share this piece with you guys. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it. You'll see. You will see. You will see. Consciousness is awareness. Let me say that one more time. Consciousness is awareness. It's the part of you that sees the thought. It's the part of you that hears the noise. It witnessed all of your trauma that you have ever experienced, but it never experienced the trauma directly. That's the most important sentence in the history of important sentences. I'm telling you now. Let me say that one more time. Consciousness is the one that witnessed all of the trauma that you have experienced throughout the course of your life. But it never experienced the trauma directly. Let me say that one more time. Consciousness is the thing that witnessed all of the trauma, failed relationships, breakups, the heartaches, the lost this family member, lost that family member. It witnessed it all, but it never experienced it directly. Consciousness is what you are. That's what I need you to understand. Consciousness is what you are. One more time. Consciousness is awareness. It's the part of you that sees the thought, but knows that you're not the thought. It sees the emotion, but knows that you're not the emotion. Consciousness is what the thought reports to. The emotion reports to consciousness. Your sight reports to consciousness. Everything you hear reports to consciousness. Everything you taste reports to consciousness. Everything in you and around you is reporting to consciousness. It is not the things, but it utilizes different things in the environment so that it can have a full experience of life. It's who you are at your essence. This is so important that it bears repeating. It's the part of you that sees the thought. It hears the noise. It witnessed all of the trauma that you have ever experienced throughout the course of your life, but it never experienced the trauma directly, ever, not ever, ever. All of your suffering is coming not because of what happened, because of what you're identifying as. You're identifying as your me. You're identifying as your physical body. And so you don't understand that your physical body belongs to consciousness, but it is not a part of consciousness. It's what's carrying consciousness. So when you say, Coach, they hurt me, they touched me, that would be accurate and true. But they never hurt you. You're the witness behind what happened. You're the witness behind the trauma. You're the witness behind the failed relationship. You're the witness behind the experience. You're the witness behind your beliefs. You're the witness behind your thoughts. You're the witness behind sight and what you taste and all of these things. You're the witness behind all of that. You are not in front. Does that make sense? Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Thank you so much for the gifts. And see, what's hurting you right now? I'm telling you, what's hurting you? What's hurting you is what you're identifying as. Not the event, not the situation. And here's what's beautiful. I'm going to tell you what's the most beautiful thing in the world. Even though you identify as something that you're still not getting hurt. Yeah, you're identifying with that. Yeah, you're experiencing the negative emotions. Yeah, you're experiencing the negative feelings. But who you are at your essence hasn't been touched. Ever. Ever. All of the wounds live right here in your mind. Nowhere else. Watch this. Consciousness is the only part of you that doesn't change. Everything else on you changes. Your age, thoughts, beliefs, body, all change. But the witness behind it never changes and has been exactly the same since the day you were born. Consciousness is the mirror to your life. And life appears on its surface. It's the screen to your life. Everything that you are internally gets projected onto that. This is why I tell you guys, you don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. And life appears on its surface, but the mirror itself is infinite. You are not your past, you are not your trauma, you are not your thoughts and beliefs, you are not your programming and conditioning. You are the awareness behind it all. You don't have consciousness, you are consciousness. Let me say that one more time. You don't have consciousness, you are consciousness. And you won't become spiritually awakened until you understand that. And the moment that you understand that, all of your pain gone. All of your fears gone. All of your limiting beliefs gone. All of the suffering gone. The negative feelings and emotions no longer show up because you are in control now. You're holding the steering wheel to who you are now. Your spiritual being has awakened, and you'll never be the same again. And you'll never suffer anymore. There won't be any days when you're walking around unhappy because you'll be disconnected to your divine essence. You'll be connected to oneness in that moment. It's the most beautiful moment in your life. For some of you guys are moving toward that place right now. One more time, you don't have consciousness, you are consciousness. Consciousness is the only reality. Without it, nothing would exist. Nothing. Consciousness is not your mind. It's beyond your mind. It's infinitely more powerful than your mind. And think about how powerful your mind is, right? Your mind is a tool. Consciousness is the one that uses the tool called your mind. Consciousness is the one that uses the tool called your body. Consciousness is the one that utilizes the tool called your eyes, called your ears, called your fill in the blank. But it's behind it all. And the only thing that's hurting you is what you're identifying as. Your ego, your persona, your reputation, your physical body. Coach, they hurt me. Coach, they rejected me. Coach, they stopped loving me. You are not your me. That's the only thing that's hurting you. Coach, they lied to me. Coach, they stopped loving me. Coach, they didn't show up for me. You're not your me. But by some strange trick of the mind, you've convinced yourself that you are. That's what's hurting you. Not reality. Don't blame reality and don't blame people. It's just you. It's all you. One more time. Consciousness is not your mind. It's beyond your mind. It's on a level that you can't even comprehend. Your mind is a tool. Consciousness is the one using the tool called your mind. Wake up. You have brain, mind, consciousness. Brain, mind, consciousness. Mind is outside of you. Brain is what you're in possession of right now. Consciousness is in control of it all. That's what you are. Here's the most beautiful part. How are we all connected as human beings? I need you to catch this part. If you don't catch anything else, catch this part right here. How are we all connected as human beings? How are we all one? How? I can make the argument. There's nothing in the history of this planet more important than what we're talking about right now. How long will it take me to get it, coach? 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, 50 years. It's all predicated on your ability to listen with your spiritual mind and not with your emotions. Listen with your spiritual mind and not with your programming and conditioning, or you'll never hear me. How are we all one? Because consciousness is shared. That's how we're one, because consciousness is shared. Your awareness is connected to consciousness, but so is everyone else's. Let me give it to you in a way I know you won't miss it. Let me give it to you in a way I know you won't miss it. Picture in your mind's eye. You know those strips that you can go and get at like Home Depot, right? Or Lowe's, those strips, right? And they have multiple things where you can like plug things into the strips, right? Type me in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, right? Those strips where you might can plug up like 8 different cell phones or whatever the case may be, right? Inside of one of those long power strips, right? That's what I'm trying to call it. They're power strips, right? Okay, great. So picture that. So God is the power strip. Don't hang on to the metaphor too tight. You're going to miss the point, okay? Just focus on what I'm saying. So God is that power strip. Well, the beautiful thing about that power strip, unlike a regular wall socket, it can only take care of 2 things, right? You can put something in the top and something in the bottom one, and that's it. But that power strip gives you the ability to plug multiple devices, right, into that strip. Okay, so that's what's happening with you. You are plugged in to the power strip called God. But so is John, so is Stacy, so is Kels, so is Lynetta, so is Monica. Everyone is plugged in. Everyone is receiving power. Everyone is receiving thoughts. Everyone is receiving downloads and all of those things like that. And what's happening with what's in the front of the power strip is no different than what's happening in the back of the power strip. Everything is having a different experience in that moment because they're all plugged in to that power strip. Okay? That's how you look at it. So no matter if this person is spiritually awakened or not, it's none of your business. It has nothing to do with you. Same thing if we go and plug those cell phones into they're going to all charge at different times. This one may have been down to 1%. This one may have only been down to 10%. This one was maybe only at 50%. They're all charging at different times, meaning they're all going to become fully locked or fully charged up at different times. It's none of our business who wakes up when. It's none of our business. Focus on your awakening. Not what's happening with the phone in the back, not what's happening with the laptop in the front. Focus on your awakening. But just understand that everyone is charged or plugged in to that one power strip. There's not multiple power strips. There's not power strips for white people and power strips for black, power strip for 8. There's one strip that's charging all of 8 billion cell phones. One strip. Does that make sense? One strip. Focus on what's happening with your strip. Focus on the energy and the downloads and what you are getting from your strip. That's the only thing that you can be focused on. Because think about what I'm saying. If right now we all walked into a room, there's one power strip. Everybody's like, okay, coach, I need to charge my phone. Everyone's phone is at some different capacity. This person only may be at 50%. I may be at 1%. Lynetta may be at 10%. Musa may be at 20%. Monica may be at 30%. Dave may be at 40%. It doesn't matter. We're all going to come off of that strip at a different time. Why? Because we all needed something different. We all required something different in that moment. But everyone's going to get it. Right? That's the point not to be missed. I can't sit here and make fun of Dej or make fun of someone else because I get to unplug faster than everyone else. No. Treat everyone and understand that every single person that you meet is connected to that strip, comes from that strip, is receiving everything from that strip, and should be treated according to that. And I think that when we start to understand this as a society, that's the problem. We don't understand it. Why? Because we've been so focused and programmed to go out and receive information, to go get some information, go get some knowledge, right? Go and get some download that's just going to teach you how to pay bills and have success and all of these other things like that. But don't focus on who you are. No. Don't focus on who you are. Don't focus on how powerful you are. Don't focus on the fact that you've got Christ consciousness in you. Don't focus on the fact that you have the power to change the world. Don't focus on the fact that you have the power to wake. Just charge your little phone and go out in the world and just go do something. Go start a family. Go have some kids. Don't focus on who you are. Go and identify as the doctor, as the lawyer, as the this, as the that, and pay your little taxes and then go to your little home and wake up the next day and do it again. Just don't focus on how powerful you are. We don't need you to know that, because then you start asking questions, because then you become easy to manipulate when you don't know who you are. I can control you when you don't know who you are. You're easy to manipulate when you don't know who you are. Easy. When you don't know what and who you are, so one more time. How are we all one? Because consciousness is shared. Your awareness is connected to consciousness, but so was everyone else's. What is that? This pulls at me spiritually. It pulls at me. It pulls at me spiritually. And if you remember, I told you it's your being, not your doing. It's your being that matters, not your doing. So what that means is that when you see that homeless person on the corner, or you see that person without, or you see that person that has far less than you, understand in that moment that person is still plugged into God's consciousness. Understand that at that moment. And you don't know what that person might be going through. You don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know what traumas they experience. You don't know anything. But how quickly we judge. How quickly we project our assumptions onto the situation. How quickly we tell, I'm not going to help that person. You got to go out and work like me, and go out and do this like me, and go out and do this like me. We create all of these stories as to why we don't want to do anything. But the moment someone else is looking, the moment that there's cameras on, it's like, ooh, yeah, let's go over here and help this person. And, ooh, let me go do that because I want you to think that I'm a good person. So when I see that person, in that moment, I should feel the highest level of empathy in that moment. That person has fallen off their ladder somehow, some way. I don't know the story. It's not my job to try to figure out the story. It's my job to figure out, is there something that I can do in that moment to illuminate the light in this person to such a degree that maybe I help to jumpstart them? Can I fix them? No. Can I change them? No. But what I can do is be the evidence of everything my Father is. That's what I can do. It's not our jobs to fix people that we didn't break. It's not your job. You don't have the power to wake people up. People can only wake themselves up. They've got to want it for themselves. They've got to love themselves enough. And again, it doesn't even with that being said, it has so much to do with who that person is at their being. If they're right at their being, they're going to take to it like a fish to water. If they're not right at their essence, there's going to be all of this struggle and resistance and all of those things to it. I'm telling you now, your significant other, this may not be for them. Their being may not be aligned with God's being. Some of you guys are so beautiful at your essence. Your being is gorgeous. I'm not talking about your external appearance. I don't care about that. I'm not talking about your external experience. Some of you guys are so beautiful. on a being level, on a who you are at your essence level. So beautiful. And there may be moments where you were walking out in the world and there were people that you wanted to help, or there was someone that you wanted to do something for. And maybe financially in that moment, you didn't have the ability to help that person, but it still bothered you. It bothered you that you left that person and there was nothing you could do in that moment to help that person. That's what God is paying attention to. He ain't paying attention to whether you did the thing or you didn't do the thing. Did you feel something? Did you want to do something? And what he's saying in that moment and what he's thinking in that moment is this: had my daughter, had my son been in a position to help, they would have. He's paying attention to your being. Focus more on your being and less on your doing. All right, let me get to this last piece. So one more time. So how are we all one? Because consciousness is shared, right? Your awareness is connected to consciousness, but so is everyone else's. We are all connected to God's consciousness, and that's the most important thing. That's the only thing that we have to understand. Like, we're all connected to his consciousness. Without that, you wouldn't even be here. If you were not connected to his consciousness, you would not be here right now. Which is why no two people will ever experience God in the same way. That's also critically important. No two people on the face of this earth will ever experience him in the same way, which is why you should never follow me, which is why you should never follow anyone else. I don't give a damn how many degrees and theological certifications and all of these other things. You cannot follow people because they cannot take you to him. Only you can, because he's already in you right now. That's what I need. That's why I tell you guys this all the time. I can't take you anywhere. What I can do is give you the tools to help you unlock yourself. What I can do is be that guidepost to make sure that you're absorbing the information clearly and accurately so that the awakening happens in you. But the one that's waking you up is you. I'm not waking you up. I'm just playing a role in your awakening. Big difference. I take no credit for that. I don't take credit from God for that. He put me in a position. I can make the argument that he gave me one of the toughest assignments in human history, which is waking people up. You know how hard that is? It's hard for a person to wake themselves up, let alone be tasked with the assignment of waking people up, providing the information without putting my thumbprint on the information, without tipping the scale. Giving it to you guys the way that he gives it to me, clearly and accurately, not changing the information so that I can make myself look good and all of these other things. No, I'm going to give it to you how it's given to me, raw and uncut. And once you're out of that cage, you're out, and you'll never go back in that cage again. And the cage is made up of your own thoughts. It's made up of your own beliefs. It's made up of your own programming and conditioning. No one else's. He said, go wake him up. That's what I'm doing. That's it. That's it. Again, which is why no two people will ever experience God in the same way, which is also why you're not supposed to follow anyone else, because someone else's downloads from God's may have absolutely nothing to do with you. One more time, you're plugged in. You got your own little unique plug-in with respect to him. Your awareness is connected to his consciousness, right? That's what's important to understand. You come from his consciousness. Whatever it is that I'm experiencing, whatever it is I'm going through, whatever it is I'm dealing with, whatever it is I discover about him is only something that I'm discovering that's unique to me, right? Now, I can share my story with you. You can become inspired by my story. You can become motivated by my story, but my story will not lead to your transformation. Only your story will. Why? Because your story is the soil, right, that your spirit was planted in. You needed to go through every single thing that you went through leading up to this moment, because that's how your awakening is going to happen. My story won't wake you up. Only your story will. But how we follow people when you're not tapped into self-awareness, how we follow people thinking that this person, right, can take us somewhere. They can't take you anywhere. You're already there. There's nowhere for you to go. That part right there, Red, you putting people on the pedestal and, ooh, my pastor said this and my pastor said that. That has nothing to do with you. If you don't find him within, you'll never find him without. You're not going to find him in your Bible. You're not going to find him at the church. You're going to find him in you. Then you can go to the church and you can go to all these different places and share your experiences and illuminate the room. But you are infinitely more powerful than any room or any building that you will stand in. Why? Because all of those things come from the mind of man. You come from the mind of God. It's so important for people to understand that. That part right there, your journey is your journey, and people don't understand that because we've been programmed and conditioned to follow these people because they are so knowledgeable when it comes to this particular book. You're so knowledgeable. I'm supposed to listen to you. You tell me what my life is going to be, what my this is going to be. That's not your experience. That won't wake you up. It's not going to wake you up. And maybe it's not designed for you to wake up. And maybe that might be a different conversation for a different day. Again, if you don't connect with God internally, you will never connect with him externally, period. Period. Thank you guys for the gifts. Thank you guys. That's why so many people are lost. That's why so many people are suffering. That's why so many people are hurting, because we've been programmed and conditioned to believe that we just need to go to this building over here and keep going and keep showing up and keep showing up and listening to someone else's experiences. That's not going to unlock you. You are directly connected to him right now. You carry him in you right now. You're carrying him in you right now. Consciousness is what's shaping your reality as we speak. Awakening isn't about becoming more. This is important. Awakening isn't about becoming more. It's about becoming aware of what's already there. Again, awakening is not about you trying to become more. It's about you becoming aware of what's already there. What's already there, Coach? God. He's already there. The minute you jumped in your car, headed towards some building because you thought you were going to find him, you were already lost. If you don't find him within, you will not find him without. Someone else's experience will never be your experience. You are wasting time and energy. Someone else's experience will never be your experience. I don't care how loud they shout the experience, it will not be yours. It won't lead you to awareness. My story won't lead you there. My awareness journey won't lead you there. Will it motivate you? Will it inspire you? Hopefully it does. But that's at best, that's what it will do. It won't add a single fiber of awakening to your life, not one. You could watch me for the next 50 years and it will not wake you up. But oh, how programmed we are thinking that we can follow other people and it's going to lead to our awakening. That's fear. That's fear. We're not going to tell that truth. We're not going to tell the fear truth part of it. That's fear. You're afraid. That's the problem. You've been programmed to be afraid. You've been programmed to be afraid. If I don't go here, I won't make it to heaven. If I don't follow this, I won't make it. That's fear. Somebody programmed you to be afraid. All right, let me say this. Let me get my butt out of here. Yeah, it's awareness is about you. Awareness at its essence, at its core, is about you awakening to the divine within yourself. It's about you understanding that you are the divine. Stop focusing on groupthink. Stop focusing on what's happening to other people. Understand that you carry a gift in you. You carry Christ consciousness in you right now as we speak. You're not waiting on someone to come back. You're not waiting on someone to come save you. You carry God in you right now. He's in you right now. Everything, all of your fears, he sees. All of your limiting beliefs, he sees. The moments when you show up small, he sees. When you turn down the volume on your voice, he sees. When you're not loving yourself and not believing in yourself, he sees all of that. So he's sending certain people into your life so that you can have certain experiences unlocked. He's having certain obstacles and certain roadblocks and certain things like that happening. Why? Because he sees all of the moments when you're showing up small. You carry him in you right now. There is no assignment in human history more important than that. Why would I want to come and watch your life when I'm carrying a unique version of God in me? Just make that make sense to me. Why would I want to come and sit and watch you live your life? Why would I want to come and sit and watch you talk about God all day when I'm carrying a unique version of him in me right now? A version of him that no other human being in the history of this earth will ever experience. Ever, I said. So I'm sitting here watching you live your experience with him, but I'm asleep. I don't know that I'm carrying a unique version of him as well. A version of him that has nothing to do with you. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. It makes no sense. You walking around here chasing and following people, talking about they know, they're all knowing and it doesn't matter what they know. That's their experience. Has nothing to do with the version of God. He broke a piece of himself off and put it in you. You are carrying him right now. Don't let that experience be some mediocre experience because you're chasing some person, or that you believe that love lives outside of you, or that somebody has convinced you that your happiness is outside of you, or someone has convinced you that you need to add people to your life. And that's the only way that you can love yourself and the only way that you can believe in yourself. And you need people to validate you and to support you and to all of these things. You are operating out of your programming and conditioning. You are more a reflection of the world than you are of God, period. This isn't a religion. This is awareness. Infinitely more powerful than any system on this planet because it's spiritual intelligence. But I'm going to follow you and go where? The key to your front door doesn't unlock my house. Now I can take the key and I can try hard to unlock my front door. The key that unlocks your front door will never unlock mine. But that's what we're doing. All right, you guys, let me get my butt out of here. I didn't go as deep on this as I wanted to go. There was still, there's still some more, but I'm gonna try to pick up tonight. I'll pick up tonight on the live tonight. But real quick, for you guys that are new, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery. Just helping people to become the most powerful versions of themselves. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? The book is a bestseller. It is a game changer. If you don't have it and you are on some journey with respect to awareness, that's definitely where you want to start. Again, awareness is about understanding the divine in you, right? And building that relationship where you're no longer operating out of your programming and conditioning. You're no longer operating out of your ego personality. You're no longer identifying with your me. You understand that you are the I, you are the witness behind everything that has ever happened to you. No one has ever hurt you. No one has ever lied to you. No one has ever abused you. No one has ever manipulated you, taken advantage of you or anything like that, because the version of you that you are, the real you, is the witness to all of that. You witnessed it all, but you did not directly experience it all. Your me experienced that. Not the I in you. Some of you guys aren't there yet with respect to your self-awareness, and that's why you're suffering right now. You're suffering because of what you're identifying as. That's what's creating the suffering, not the experience, not reality, not the thing that happened, just what you're identifying as is doing all of the suffering, or is creating all of the suffering in your life. And it's in the moment that you awaken spiritually, and you really know that, and you really understand that, all of your suffering ends immediately. Everything ends immediately. I don't have fear. Why don't I have fear? Because I don't have any attachments. You can only love one thing. You can only be attached to one thing. Most people don't know that. You can only love one thing. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. You can only love one thing. Everything else, see, we don't understand that. We don't understand that. Everything that you love is connected to the one thing. What's the one thing? God. Why? Because everything is a part of his consciousness. Everything that you love, everything that you adore, everything that you respect, all comes from his consciousness. So when you build a powerful relationship with him, then you don't need to cling to whatever the things are over here. Why? Because it's all coming from him. I cling to the one that gives life. I cling to the one that's throwing the party. I cling to the one that created the guest. I cling to the one that's creating all of the experiences, and that's giving you all of your thoughts, all of your beliefs, all of these. I cling to the one. When I cling to the one, I don't need to hold on to anything else. It doesn't make sense. Then I understand, because I'm in direct alignment with him, I understand that it's all his consciousness, but I also understand that I have consciousness. What is my consciousness? Everything that I love, believe, fear, desire, respect, and understand, everything that I surrender to, everything that I adhere to is my consciousness. I manifest my life. I create my life from his consciousness, which means that I walk through life with the highest level of respect. I walk through life with the highest level of respect, because I understand that everything that I don't create what's happening around me, I manifest from his creations. Big difference. I can take something, or take two things that have never been put together before, and to my sleeping mind, I think that I've created something new. And in essence, I have created something new. I have created something different, but the thing that I'm creating with was already here. It was already here. Okay, so when you start to understand that, so he's gonna put some people in my life. I'm going to lose some people. Oh well. That person unlocked something in you. And whatever it was that he wanted that person to unlock in you, once that thing has become unlocked, he will remove that person from your life. Why? Because you need to continue to move on. There are experiences that you need to have. Where are the experiences coming from? They're coming from him. Where are the thoughts coming from? They're coming from him. Where are the people coming from? They're coming from him. Where's the love coming from? It's coming from him. Where's the happiness coming from? It's coming from him. So if all of the best things in the world are all coming from him, what are you doing clinging to the creations? What are you doing clinging to the things that he created versus clinging to the one that created everything? That's where your suffering is coming from. You're so focused on not being able to have access to this thing anymore, that you lose sight of the one that created the thing that gave you the experience to begin with. Focus on where your experiences are coming from and be loyal to that. Focus on where your love is coming from and be loyal to that. Focus on where your happiness is coming from and be loyal to that. Focus on the one that gave you this badass body that you have and be loyal to that. Focus on that. Not on who left, not on who's no longer choosing you, not on who stopped believing in you, not on the person that didn't invite you to that party, because you are losing sight of the one that's giving you everything. And in that moment, when you're entertaining that negative feeling that you have, you're disconnected from him. What are you signaling to him in that moment? When you disconnect from him because you're throwing some emotional temper tantrum because you no longer have access to the thing, what are you signaling to him in that moment? I'm just asking. What are you signaling to him? I'm giving you love. I'm giving you happiness. I'm giving you joy. I'm giving you peace. I give you experiences. I give you belief. I give you the body. I give you sight. I give you taste. I give you sound. I give it to you all. And you mean to tell me with all of the most powerful things in the world that I'm giving you, you choosing negativity, you choosing your unhappiness, you choosing depression, you're choosing all of these things that are taking you out of alignment with me? That's what you're telling me? You can be blissfully happy right now, but you're choosing to be unhappy because I've removed some experience for you, and you don't even know that I got an experience coming for you that's infinitely more powerful than the one I took away from you. Because what you know is who people are in your presence. What you don't know is who they are in your absence. And God sees that version of them that they become in your absence that you don't see. So when he removed that person from your life, he removed that person from your life because there's a version of them that you are blind to that was going to knock you off your course. But you don't see that. All of the things that he saved you from, all of the relationships that he saved you from, all of the experiences that he saved you from that may have disconnected you from living out your purpose, and you cling into this situation because you think that you wasn't ready for this person to leave, never realizing that this person was someone. When you weren't around, they would transform into a version of them that would blow your mind had you saw what was going on when you couldn't see. So when he removes someone from my life, I don't fight. I'm not going to sit and start praying to him about why he did it. There was something that he saw. Something that he knew that he did not want me to experience because it would have taken me out of alignment with him, that he said, you know what? Yeah, let me let you get over here. Let me let you go on down the road because you're not ready for my son. You're not ready for my daughter. Let me just remove you. Let me let you go so that you don't take my son or my daughter out of alignment with the gift, because the gift that they carry right now is too powerful for them to be living out of their comfort zone, for them to be me allowing you to have access to. No, we're not going to do that. Anyways, you said, do you ever allow them back? I tell you guys this all the time. You know, don't ever allow a person to show you twice what they've already shown you once. Don't ever allow a person to show you twice what they have already shown you once. If you allow that person back, it's because you're really not loving yourself. If you allow that person back, it's because you're clinging to the person, or that you have some attachment created around the person. What about the fact that they fumbled you? What about the fact that you gave this person access to you, and this person decided, see, you got to understand that people see you how they need you. People see you how they need you. And when their need changes, so does the loyalty. So I gave you full on access to me. And you showed me how much value you place on me by fumbling me. Oh, you don't get to do that twice. See, people show up into our lives representing a certain color. And when they show us their color, we make the mistake of trying to paint this person into the color that we want them to be versus accepting them as the color that they are. They showed you who they are. Why you need to see the movie twice? You don't go to the movie theater to go see the movie twice. Once you show me who you are, I believe you. You don't get to show me the movie twice. Not only that, watch this. Where'd the love go? That's the most important question. That's the most important relationship question in the history of relationship questions. I could give you 50 years and you won't come up with a question more powerful than that one. Where did the love go? When you stepped outside of the relationship to go do whatever it is that you did in that moment, all of the love you claim to have for me, all of the text messages of the babies I love yous and I can't wait to come home to you and you my everything and all of those messages, I got thousands of them. Where did the love go? When you saw this opportunity come in front of you, no one is around, nobody's watching, and you wanted to take advantage of that. Tell me where the love went in that moment. You mean to tell me that you're operating out of a brand of love that gives you the ability to turn it off so that you can go and have some experience and then turn it back on when you come home to me? That's what you're telling me with a straight face? Because the love is the insurance policy to the loyalty. Loyalty is not what happens in your presence. Happiness is what happens in your presence. Love is what happens in your absence. Or loyalty is what happens in your absence. So if that person, when that person is telling you, oh, baby, I'm loyal to you and I'm loyal to this and I'm loyal to that, I don't see that because the loyalty doesn't kick in until I'm not there. And the only thing that can back loyalty is love. Love is the only thing that you implement in that moment. When you maybe you feeling a little shaky, right? You walking out and you see some person, right? This person is beautiful or handsome or whatever the case may be. You see this person, but in that moment, loyalty was supposed to tap you on the shoulder so hard it damn near would have broke it. You need to go home. You got a whole family sitting at home. You got a whole woman sitting at home. You got a whole man sitting at home. You got to get your butt up and take your behind home. That's what love should have said in that moment. Get off the couch, take your butt home. You got a whole human being sitting at home waiting on you. You got a whole 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years that you've been with this person sitting at home waiting on you. Where did love go in that moment? I'm just asking you a straight face question. Where did the love go in that moment? When that person said, ooh, I get to have this experience. And nobody knows I'm here. And in the mind of that person in that moment, they thought they was going to get away with it. That's why they did it. I get to have this experience. Where'd the love go? So you mean to tell me you're going to bring someone back in your life that operates with a brand of love where they can turn it off and on like a light switch? Turn it on when they come home and all that pretending they doing and turn it off when they out in the real world? That's what you accepting back? I'm just asking. I don't know. If a person wants to come into your life with a brand of love that moves like that, I don't ever want to see it. I don't ever want to see it. I don't ever want to see it. And I've counseled so many people and coached so many people with relationships that have dealt with infidelity in the relationship. And my biggest question is, well, where'd the love go? Or were we just pretending here? Was real love ever there? Because if real love was there, it would have told you to go home. Real love would have told you, go home. What you doing, man? You tripping. Go home. That's what love would have said. Go home. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. That's where the grass is greener. You think that the grass is greener over here because you've never had access to this person. And what you're chasing is some experience because this person is giving you some energy that maybe your partner isn't giving you. This person is the fact that you were even entertaining the flirting. We don't even need to talk. Just the fact that you even entertained the flirt. The fact that you made this person feel welcome in your presence long enough for all of the little cute talk and the pillow talk to start, and text messages and secrecy and all of those. Just the fact that that person felt comfortable right there, we already got a problem. It don't matter whether or not you ever even went through with it and did the thing. The fact that you entertained it means that you created a program in your mind that made that person feel welcomed. Relationship's over right there for me. The fact that you would make someone else feel welcomed in your presence and you're not representing this love that you claim to have for us, or the relationship was over right there. See, that's called self-respect. That's called self-love. That's called self-worth. Get you some. There's a reason why they all start with self. All right. So again, for you guys that are not a part of the my Mindset Masters community, if you're not a part of my community, I'm telling you right now, you are missing out. Again, my name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, just helping people to become the most powerful versions of themselves. I've created a community called Mindset Masters, and we talk about exactly what you're hearing right now. It's about relationship mastery, self-mastery, self-awareness, emotional intelligence at the highest level. My coaching, in the people that I have been coaching and mentoring, in the style of awareness that I teach has transformed people's lives. Some of those people are on this live stream right now as we speak. Has transformed people's lives all over the world. To be honest with you, even me speaking on it right now doesn't do it justice. I'm just going to be honest with you right now. I'm disrespecting the community, even trying to put it into words with respect to what it is, because it's a place where God's chosen ones can meet up. That's really what it is. It's a place where God's chosen ones can meet, right? And can shadow box and can share information. But more importantly, all of my live streams are archived there. I've got a podcast that's archived there. I go live twice inside of the community, every Tuesday and Thursday. That's there. So everything that you need for your transformation, I write inside of the community 2-3 times a day. So everything you need for your transformation, everything you need to become the most powerful version of yourself is in this community right now. Not only that, you're going to get me as your life coach. You're going to get me as your mentor. And you're going to get me as your accountability partner. So you have around the clock access to me. There are no excuses. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. Zero excuses. Everything you need to become the greatest and most powerful version of yourself is inside of this community right now as we speak. And so the entire community is, and also here's one more thing. If you guys get signed up today, you guys are going to get a free copy of my book. Again, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? This book is a game changer. The entire community is $1 a day. Literally $1 a day. It's almost disrespectful how cheap the community is. It's $29 a month. No contracts, no obligations. Get signed up inside of the community today. You're going to get a free copy of your book, of this book. Again, Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? And it's going to change your life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you so much, Tammy. Type me in the comments if you guys are ready to take your life to the next level. You guys, please only put me in the comments if you are seriously ready to level up and go to the next level. And I'll tell you guys how to get signed up. The only thing you have to bring, you guys, is burning desire. You have to bring that. That's the one thing I can't coach. I can't coach desire. If you, no one can. If you have a burning desire to become something greater than you are in this moment, you're going to become it. What we become, me being the coach and you being the student, what we become is creative force, right? The combination of the two of us creates a third thing. Well, what's the third thing? The third thing is the most powerful version of you. There's the version of you that you are when you stepped into the community. And then there's the version of yourself that you're going to become. But that version of you becomes unlocked because we become a team, right? Where the relationship is synergistic. Yeah, Jaden, absolutely. So you guys, all you have to do, you can't sign up from inside of the live. You got to step outside of the live. Step outside of the live, and you'll see on my profile page, it says join now. Click that link and it'll take you directly there. Yeah, if you bring the burning desire, I'll definitely bring the rest. All you need is, that's all you need to do. Yeah, I do one-on-one sessions as well. But if you guys bring this burning desire, okay, awesome. If you guys bring the burning desire, no, do you have it as an audiobook? No, I don't have it as an audiobook, but here's what's crazy, Ash. You can download the Speechify app. It's free. Okay, Kels, can you pin Jaden's question up there so I don't forget him? You can download the Speechify app. It's free. And if you download the Speechify app, it'll read it to you just like audiobook. It'll read it to you just like the audiobook. You can pick different voices and do all these different things like that. It's just, Jaden, it's just your programming and conditioning. That's all. Yeah, it's just your programming and conditioning, Jaden. We've been programmed and conditioned. I used to do it. And I'll be the first one. Let me raise I need 3 more hands to raise. I used to do it. Again, that's just, yeah, Ash. So once you look at Lynn, Ash, once you get signed up inside of the community, or not Ash, once you get the book, just download the Speechify app. Like I said, again, it's free, and then it'll read it for you, auto reader. But Jaden, yeah, it's just your programming and conditioning. 5 times, heaven 5 times, but heaven sent 5 times. Let me tell you the formula real quick. So, and 5 is the magic number. So what you want to do is you want to read The Secret of Awareness 5 times, and you want to read The Fearless Mindset 5 times. Obviously not all at one sitting, right? But what you want to do is this. So you pick up this book, you read it from cover to cover, whether it takes you 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, however many days, it doesn't matter, right? You take this lovely pumpkin. Okay, I see you, mama. You take this book, you read it from cover to cover 5 times, set it down. Okay, then you're going to do this. You're going to take the Fearless Mindset. Okay, this is my e-course. You're going to read that from cover to cover, right? Set it down. Then you're going to go into the second reading of the book. But once you get on that second reading of the book, you're going to see it differently. It won't look the same. It won't sound the same. Why? Because the Fearless Mindset has already changed the arrangement of your mind. Every time you learn something new, you become someone new. That's a diamond hard fact. Every time you learn something new, you become someone new. You're no longer the person that learned the new thing, right? That version of you, you've already left behind. So what's going to happen is that by the time you get, let me watch this right here, Heaven Sent. Once you do that a total of 5 times, the version of you that you're going to become that 5th time, if you could sit that version of you down in a chair face to face with the version of you before you started the formula, that version of you that read it 5 times would run circles around who you are right now. It would be embarrassing. It would be embarrassing. Like, it would be embarrassing. And some of you guys that have implemented my formula on here right now will tell you that it'll be so embarrassing. It'll be like taking Michael Jordan back in time and having him go back and play his high school team as the Michael Jordan that we know him to be. It would just be embarrassing. You would be like, he's scoring 200 points a game. Coach, what do you want the man to do? It would be embarrassing. And you can get it in our community, Heaven Sent, because you're already in our community. So it's called the Fearless Mindset. So go to our store. We've got a store inside of the community, and you can buy it there. Okay, inside of the community, we got a store. Just go to the what do you call it? Go to the menu bar and go to our store, and you can get it there. It's a quick download. You'll have it by the end of you'll have it today. Yeah. So Jaden, yeah. Haven't said, yeah. Get it, grab it there. So I know you've already got the Secret of Awareness. So just grab the Fearless Mindset. Grab Jaden. You need to be a part of our community. Where'd Jaden go? He needs to join the community immediately. But yeah, heaven sent. So work that formula, right? Work that formula, and then I want you to have a conversation with me on the other side of the formula, right? After you've done both 5 times, watch who you become. I appreciate that, Barbie. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate that more than you know. I appreciate that. Yeah, Jayden, just so go to my profile page. Jayden, go to my profile page, and you're going to see arrows that says join now, right? Click the link that says join now. But you can't join from inside the live. You got to go outside the live, go to my profile page, and click that link that says join now. And it's going to take you to the community where you get signed up. It's only going to take you a minute to get signed up, and then you'll be rocking and rolling. Thank you guys so much for the gifts, you guys. Somebody asked a question. And Jayden, and the reason why I'm saying that, because I love your questions. Jayden's questions are letting me know, I'm assuming Jayden's a young guy, but Jayden's questions are letting me know that he's ready for a spiritual transformation. Yeah, phenomenal questions, right? Amazing questions. And here's what you guys have to understand. In awareness, the question is always more important than the answer. Right? In awareness, the question is always more important than the answer. Why? Because his questions are pointing me in the direction of where his mindset is. So he's already there, right? And once we start plugging in a little, yeah, Jayden, get signed up today, Jayden. Get signed up today. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's actually my honor. Any other questions before I unplug? Kales, thank you so much. Tara, thank you so much. All of our Mindset Masters family that was on here this morning with us, rocking with us, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, you can get the hard copy on Amazon if you guys want the hard copy. Love you too, Kels. Love you so much, Mama, more than you know. Love you, D. Love you, Nat. Yeah, you guys, if you want the physical copy, you guys can get it on Amazon. And if you want the e-copy, then you can just get it out of the community. TikToker, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. You guys, remember, just stay powerful today. Just stay powerful today. Me too. I like to feel. For me, I'm old school, so there's nothing like the feel. Yeah, Jayden. It's self-awareness and self-mastery, which is really just mastering, your understanding of who and what you are, which in my opinion is, the most important thing, because, again, and about becoming emotionally bulletproof. I think that's one of the, for me, that's one of the biggest things that I love most about self-awareness, is just becoming emotionally bulletproof. No hard copy on the Fearless Mindset. But again, you guys, if you download the Speechify app, it'll read it to you, so you can just be driving or be at the gym working out or be on the treadmill or just be out in the community doing whatever it is you're doing, cleaning your house, and just be listening to it. Yeah. So it's all self-awareness and self-mastery. So you guys will be, you're going to love it. But so I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody stay prayed up, stay powerful. Remember, everything you need to be, you already are. You just have to give yourself permission to be it. Stay prayed up.